So a conversation with a friend got me thinking about this. So I want you to take a quick moment for yourself right now, and I want you to think about who you actually are. And I want you to think about like who you really are at the absolute core. I know it's really hard to think about, and I know some of you might have absolutely no idea, and I know that I might be getting a little too deep on you in this moment, but really understanding who you really are in the purest form of you is one of the most important things that you can know and be aware of when it comes to producing your absolute best work and knowing your individual style. Your best work is going to come when you are creating things that are authentic to you, which means that your best work is going to come from things that you know already. And I don't mean like knowing like facts. I mean like knowing emotion, like knowing those deep emotions that you have inside you that you project as a human being onto the world. So let's think about my work and my videos that I put out into the world. There's this feeling that you probably maybe feel at the end of like every single video of mine, no matter what it is. Sorry, just knows that Sansa was staring at me. It's so distracting. Hey girl. So correct me if I'm wrong, but at the end of every single one of my videos, don't you kind of feel like this weird feeling of being happily sad? It's like kind of an oxymoron, but it's like this really like positive, but like really like emotional experience at the same time. And I mean like no matter what the video is, it could be like a lighting tutorial, or it could be like an actual like real documentary that I created. There's just like always this thin line between happy and sad. And it's really hard for me to explain what that feeling actually is right now. But I'm sure like some of you have felt that after watching one of my videos. So obviously this feeling that I'm putting into my videos is something that I'm already really well aware of. These feelings that I produce in my videos stem from, you know, who I've always been and how I've kind of always felt my whole life. Now I know what I'm about to say might sound a little dark and off the cuff, but I promise I'm like 100% fine. I love my life. So I've always just kind of found joy and happiness in being sad. Again, this is like something that's really hard for me to try to explain to someone that I've never really met, so sorry if I'm like kind of sounding like I'm off the rails a little bit. But I've always kind of seen the world like a little gray, and I've always like enjoyed that about myself. And it really has been that way like my entire life. Like even when I was in preschool, my teachers had to reach out to my parents, and they were like concerned because I wasn't like playing and getting along with the other kids. And for really that was because at such a young age, I found like this joy and like the sadness that I got from being lonely. Like even leading up to college, like some of my favorite moments from college were when I'd leave like a party that I had no interest in. I'd leave super early, not tell anyone. I'd just go back to my dorm room and like sit alone in a dark room and watch movies until 4 a.m. Like again, like it's so hard to explain like this being happily sad, like emotion. If you've ever seen the movie or read the book Perks of Being a Wallflower, maybe that's like a good example of what I'm referring to if you want to check that out. It's one of my favorite movies. But just like knowing myself and knowing this happily sad emotion like so well, I try to use that, and I don't try to force myself in a different direction away from those emotions and those feelings that I really do know. So being self-aware and like knowing who you really are and understanding the emotions that you relate to best, like knowing those things and being able to harness those is when you're going to be able to put those forward and create your best work. Like I'm never going to make like a really good go-lucky happy progressive commercial. I'm not going to make you scared. I'm not going to make you laugh hysterically. Like I know who I am. I know like what emotions I'm able to evoke the best. And I know like those things I just previously mentioned, I would do like a really crappy job if I tried to create those and emulate those. But what I am good at, like I might make like a really good like 500 Days of Summer. Like I might, after a video, like make you feel inspired to hike up to the top of a mountain cliff, look out, and then just start crying. And because I know who I am, because I know what I'm good at, I'm able to be more passionate towards those things because I understand those things. And passion itself is such another huge driver when it comes to creating your best work and finding your style. So knowing yourself leads to passion, and that passion leads to your absolute best work. Like, I really feel like I'm so lucky to know exactly who I am and the type of person I am and the type of energy I put out into the world. And I think I'm wise beyond my years to kind of stick to that. Just kidding. But seriously, like, think about who you are. Like, really try to understand what part of you has never changed since you were a little kid and try to use that. If you're lost, I'm honestly like not really sure how to help you like find that for yourself. But once you learn those things about yourself, once you discover who you actually are, use that to guide your videos all the way from the visuals to the story. You'll find your true style that way, and you'll find yourself making the best work that you've ever made in your life. Thanks as always for watching, and I love you. Bye.